subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
We are so much concerned about our business management. Arey Baba, what is most important is you, the self, because if you manage yourself all right, you will manage everything around you, your family, your business, your society, the world around you in the right manner. Start with yourself, self-management. Managing self, perhaps the most difficult thing to do. Managing time may be easy, managing health may be easy, but managing self, the naughty self as we call it. But nonetheless, it should start with this realization and a very firm conviction in every single element of your body, mind and soul, that just remember this, friends. You are the chisel, you the stone, and you the sculptor. All the three things are you, because your life is what you make it. The greatest influence on your life can be of your own self, none else. And it all starts with, as I would like to call it, mastering self-confidence. You know, we always talk about that self-confidence is the key to success and happiness. We see any successful person, we see any happy person, and we say, well, one sterling quality which you see in him is self-confidence. And how do you build this? How do you master this? A small illustration that I would like to share with you. See, we have so many young volunteers here in this room, in this hall. Say from this wall to that wall, if on the floor I were to place a 12-inch, 1 feet wide plank, straight, right from here to there, and ask you, young lady, that would you like to just run on that from here to there, and in what time you can do it? What would you say? Sure. All fingers would go high and rise. We'll do it. We'll just run about in a few seconds from here to there. What's so great about it? Running on a 12-inch plank from this wall to that wall. Okay, no problems, right? But, wait, a little different scenario. I lift the plank, high. And if between one tower and the other tower, I place this 12-inch plank, and invite you, young lady, or for that matter, any one of you sitting in this auditorium, who would volunteer to walk from here to there? Sodhvai says, none. Why? It's the same walking. It's the same plank. It's the same distance. But what is different? Your mindset. None of you would like to walk. Of course, I know there would be one class of people who would still not hesitate, to walk. Can you guess who they are? Those who walk like this. Because for them, there is no problem of mindset. Everything is dark. Whether it is right in this hall or it is right on the top of the Petro Twin Towers. There is no difference, right? They would still be able to walk if they are not told, where they are walking. I think we saw that wonderful movie, what the blind can do. What is the problem is the fear, the mindset, the mental block, the wrong negative attitude, as we like to call it. There lies the problem. So what have you to do? This was just an example. But in our life, friends, wherever and whenever and whatever we do, what is extremely significant is our right mental attitude, or what you like to call it as a positive mental attitude. You know, this is what I call as the magnetic force of self-image. Because you have a self-image of yourself. And there is a magnetic force. You know, the law of physics very clearly works here. And it says, this law says that you attract thoughts, people, and experiences which are congruent with how you think and feel. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow is Saturday, India is going to play New Zealand in the 4th one-day international. Now, if they start the day thinking, my God, those 3 disastrous matches that we had, and all the time it keeps on rowing in their minds, what will happen? They will attract exactly what they are thinking. The thoughts which are in their mind, the feelings or emotions that are there in their heart, everything around, attract. Magnetism works, friends. Magnetism works. And you will realize it, that when you are depressed, nothing goes right for you. Why? Because you're depressed, you're thinking negative. So everything you do, goes wrong. But when you are cheerful, when you are positive, when you are bubbling, then your confidence level is right. You can do it. You say, I'll do it. You can do it. So always remember this, that you attract thoughts, people, and experiences. Not just the thoughts and the even people. If I'm meeting you and I'm shaking hands with you, see, man can be one of the biggest actors himself, I may have thoughts of hatred within my heart for you, and still I'm trying to put up a big smile. But then the chemistry, or the law works. If I'm having negative emotions about you, you are bound to have the same kind of feeling for me. Why do we see some people and we are immediately repelled, we don't even know them. But what is it? There is some kind of a chemistry within them. And that is directly to do with the wrong attitude they are carrying about themselves. And there are people, whom we meet and we are so delighted to meet or listen or hear to, because, the vibrations are totally different. So you have to understand these things. And you have to also understand that you cannot consistently perform in a manner that is inconsistent with the way you see yourself. If Sachin Tendulkar tomorrow comes out on the ground thinking that, he will not be able to play more than 1 over and he'll be out for a duck, 99 out of 100 times the chances are that that will happen. If not 100 out of 100. Because whatever you keep on thinking, the same is bound to happen. And therefore, they say that because you have to, how do you get self-confidence? We say self-confidence is important. How do you get self-confidence? You get self-confidence if you have a positive self-image. And how do you build your positive self-image? With your positive thoughts, with your positive mindset, positive attitude. And therefore, friends, it has been very rightly said that your attitude determines your altitude in life. How high you'll go on the levels of success depends on how your attitude is. Your attitude determines your altitude. You must remember that. Dr. Berkowitz has written a lovely book. The title is Be Your Best Friend. He advises you that you don't need to look out for friends who are best friends, be your own best friend. And how do you be your best friend? At least have love, respect, and self-esteem for yourself. Because if you hate yourself, how would you be able to? He says that you cannot give to others what you don't possess yourself. So you must have self-esteem, regard for yourself. Only then it will translate finally into self-confidence. And therefore, friends, we often talk, this complex is what we call the inferiority complex, and both are wrong. Superiority complex also takes you nowhere. Inferiority complex also is no good. You need the right amount of self-confidence about yourself, self-esteem, the right self-image, as they call it. And, we often talk about our weaknesses. Oh, this is my weakness. A physically handicapped person will talk about his, problems. You will talk, everybody is not endowed with the same things. But, as it has been rightly said, that your greatest weakness, if every one of us, what is our biggest weakness, Your greatest weakness lies in not realizing your own strengths. Every one of us has strengths. Let me tell you, every one of us has some or the other sterling quality, something that we are endowed with. If only we could realize that and, channelize it for the right use and in the right direction, that will work wonders. And therefore they say that your greatest weakness lies in not realizing your own strengths. If the moment you realize your strengths, you are the king. Don't worry about the weaknesses. You can always take care of them. You can always improve. You can always change. But what you have, be proud of that. If you will not have the right self-image, it will not translate into the right self-confidence. Because, I'm sure you all know, it has been said almost in the frame of a golden statement of eternal truth, that the only real limitations in your life, what are the limitations on you? The only real limitations on your life are those that you impose yourself. What you impose on yourself is a limitation. Otherwise, no. And therefore, I've also taken this beautiful quote, which I like very much in my book. Whether you think you can or you think you can't. We always, can I not? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you are right. Because if you think you can, you are right, you'll be able to do it. If you think that you can't, also right, because you'll not be able to do it. Why? Because you think you can't. So, friends, this is what you have to remember. And to the young friends, so many bubbling faces that I see here in this hall and auditorium, and they are the real future of our country. And I have my greatest faith. I'm an optimist, because whenever people say India problems this, that, I said, no, I have faith in the youth, because tomorrow belongs to them. And I know that they can accept the challenge. The problem is with the Buddhaos, because their mindsets are all in grooves. The young man, the young lady is open. They won't take up challenges. And to them, I want to say this, one of my most favorite quotes, which I always tell my young friends. Remember, no one can predict to what heights you can soar. No one can predict to what heights you can soar. Even you will not realize it until you spread your wings. It is only when an eagle is flying high up in the sky, thousands of feet above from the earth, and its wings are wide open, it realizes, oh, this is the glory of flying, I can do it. And every young man Nobody can predict. It's only you. Once you realize this, that you can achieve it, you will do it. And therefore, my favorite Urdu Shair Iqbal has said something soul-stirring, fantastic. What he says is, to every young man, सितारों से आगे जहां और भी है, अभी इश्क के इम्तिहान और भी है, तू शाही है, परवाज काम है तेरा. You are the royal eagle. तेरे वास्ते आसमां और भी है. No one can predict what heights you can soar. Even you will not realize it until you spread your wings. All that you need to do is